Hello, my friends. So this is a video response to the 700 Club talking about a former witch. Basically, it's the same story before. It's a practicing witch who goes through some kind of a trauma, some kind of an experience, reaches out to God and abandons Wicca and becomes a Christian.
I think I wanted to have power over the things.
If your only reason for practicing Wicca or looking into Wicca is to gain power, I have to tell you right now, you're not going to be in Wicca for very long.
That scared me. I thought that it would give me that.
Growing up, Shalom was known as Sheila. As a teen, she began searching for truth. Her fascination with the occult and her love for nature led her to Wicca.
I was always very much in love with nature, and so it was a natural thing to worship nature, so it was easy for me to get into that.
As Sheila became more involved with Wicca, she became very outspoken about the religion. She felt it was her duty to let the world know that witches were nothing like the normal perception.
Well, you know, I'm a good witch, kind of like Glenda. But, and that's kind of the way I looked at it for myself.
Despite thinking she was a good witch, Sheila began to delve deeper into the occult lifestyle.
So, let me just clear this up. There are no good witches, there are no bad witches. There are no white witches, there are no black witches. There are just witches, period. And each individual is left to either pursue things that are beneficial for themselves and other people, or they can do things which are destructive to themselves or other people. So it's not that they are one way or the other. We all are human beings. We're all susceptible to anger, jealousy, rage, all of these various different emotions, and we can react on those emotions and do something that we regret, or maybe do something that we shouldn't do, like a spell against somebody or a binding against somebody or a hex or a curse or whatever. But it doesn't make somebody a black witch or a white witch. It just means that they have succumbed to their lesser instincts and they have acted out of revenge. That's one of the reasons why you actually want to sit on something for a while till you if you still feel that way, then you can act out of it. But chances are, if you are angry with someone, if you give yourself enough time, it will pass.
Drinking, drugs, and sex became a way of life.
Any sin. I didn't believe in sin.
Neither drinking, nor drugs, nor sex are a requirement for Wicca. There are many people who do enjoy all three of these things, especially sex, but it is not not all three of these are required to be a Wiccan.
You know, that opens the door pretty easily for you to get into just about anything you want to.
There's a lot of different religions and people who have no religion who don't believe in sin.
Even though Sheila practiced magic and attended pagan gatherings, she still felt hopeless. At 25, the man she was engaged to marry walked away from her after his family learned she was a witch.
His sister-in-law was the one that said that she knew all about it because she had watched the 700 Club and that they had had a piece on it. And
So first of all, you're saying that your negative experience with Wicca so far has been that your future fiancé's family did not agree with your religious choice.
So she got everybody to have a big circle and pray around him, and they finally talked him into leaving.
Devastated and alone, she turned to her magic, hoping to find peace.
That is very sad, and I am sorry for you that the person who you thought you loved, family got around him and left you because of your religious choice. And I'm sorry that you had to feel that. I'm sure it was very painful. But in the end, if he did not love you for who you are in your entirety, then he probably wasn't the person for you.
And I just thought, well, you know, I'm not really in harmony with nature enough yet.
Sheila searched everywhere for answers. She spent time worshiping her favorite tree, doing spells and appealing to the god and goddess for answers.
I really, really thought I was on the right track. I thought I was really getting somewhere. I thought I was becoming enlightened. And, but things were still a mess.
A few years later, another man came into her life, Kevin. Before long, the two fell in love and decided to marry. But just like before, his family found out she was a witch and wanted the relationship to end.
Wow, you are really bad at choosing people to be in love with. I'm really sorry that this person, this second man, family found out that you were a witch and influenced him to leave you. Again, if he was not willing to accept you for everything that you are and who you are in your entirety, then he probably wasn't the right person for you. But I am sorry you had to experience this a second time.
So I was really angry that once again Christians had interfered with my love life. So I decided I'd have a little talk with Jesus, because I still believed that Jesus had existed, that he was a really smart guy. And I said, look, I'm really suffering here, so I need your help. You're supposed to be the Prince of Peace. I need some peace here. And it was really strange because I actually experienced peace at that point.
She began reading the Bible and studying Christianity. She wanted to understand the peace and power that came over her after she prayed.
I had so many viewpoints that had to change that it was a process. I mean, I literally felt like scales were being dropped from my eyes, like Paul's experience.
Sheila and Kevin got back together and began studying the Bible and going to church. The couple gave their lives to Jesus and soon married, this time with the blessing of his family.
You're a Wiccan, he's a Christian. Rather than go through the pain of losing him, what you do is you go ahead and convert to Christianity and abandon Wicca. His family accepts you, and you two are happily married.
The first thing that I felt was, boy, what a lot of wasted time. That I could have been happy, that I could have been sober, that I could have been worshiping the right God.
After experiencing the power of God, Sheila wanted to make sure she was leaving her old life behind. So she decided to change more than just her lifestyle.
I always wanted God's shalom, his peace, and I thought that was kind of a neat name, so that's why I chose the name Shalom.
Now her duty has changed a little. She no longer seeks to educate the world about who witches really are, but instead who Christ is.
After practicing magic for over 20 years.
So instead of educating the world about Wicca, now she's educating the world about Christianity.
I never encountered any power like what I've encountered since I've been a Christian.
With the peace she's always longed for, Shalom is hoping to help other pagans and Wiccans find it too.
You can find forgiveness. Doesn't matter what you've been into, doesn't matter what you've done. He's going to still forgive all of that. And there's hope. There is hope.
You decided to not be a Wiccan anymore and become a Christian, and you got married, and your life is fantastic now. So basically, the only thing I see is you just turned your back on Wicca and converted to Christianity because you wanted to jump in a sack with this guy. Thank you, and blessed be.